What if trees are not just silent witnesses to time, but active participants in our world, observing, feeling, and even communicating? In this episode, we explore my extraordinary friendship with an 80-year-old golden elm tree named Tim, who asked me to help him explain the physics of tree hugging. In a world where people feel increasingly disconnected, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, this spirit encounter explores how trees help restore balance, stripping away mental and emotional clutter, and revealing the core of who we are. This is not just a story about nature, it's about understanding a deeper relationship with the living world around us. Come, meet Tim. Our ancient ancestors had a tangible bond with nature and the cosmos. That bond is broken. Join me, Shaman Eagleheart, as I connect with spirits who want to share their advice about how we rebuild this bond. One of my spiritual teachers is actually an 80-year-old golden elm tree who wants to explain the physics of tree hugging. He's located in a very beautiful park here in Melbourne, Australia, and if you want to find him, he's on the corner of Lansdowne Street and Wellington Parade. On the 8th of February in 2011, I cannot believe it has been that long, I was walking here in Treasury Gardens. It was a beautiful summer day, it was really warm, and I was walking barefoot, when suddenly I heard, "Oi!" that traditional Australian greeting. So I looked around, but I couldn't see anybody. Maybe somebody was calling someone else, so I just carried on. "Oi!" I heard it again. So I looked around again. Clearly somebody was playing a practical joke on me, but I couldn't see anybody anywhere. "Oi, you!" I looked hard in the direction the voice was coming from, but there was just a big tree. I mean, a magnificent tree, but just a tree and nobody hiding behind it. And then the most amazing thing happened. The tree started to shimmer and pulse and glow, and then it was like there was thousands of fireflies dancing in the leaves. And so in my mind I said, "Was that you?" And the telepathic answer came back, "Yes, it's me. You can hear me. I can tell. You've been here before. Come closer." I've been a sight-whispering shaman for 30 years. I've seen my share of magical things, but this conversation was not like any regular spirit chat that I've ever had. For one thing, I didn't initiate the contact. The tree did. And then it didn't require any special shamanic tuning on my part. Right, so I'm having a seemingly normal, albeit telepathic conversation with a tree. So I asked, "Do you talk to lots of humans?" And he said, "Well, I do, but it's been a long time since anyone's answered back." I like trees, I always have. I feel really connected to them. And oftentimes, I give a tree a hug just because it feels so good. So I walk up to give him a hug, and he says, "Wait, turn around and put your spine against me." So I do. And then an incredible thing happens. I dissolve back into the tree, and suddenly all thoughts and feelings of the separation of our two species seems to vanish. And I get zoomed up into his canopy. And then I'm the branches, and I'm the leaves, and I'm drinking in the sunlight, and I'm moving around in the breeze. It's an incredible sensation. And then I get zoomed back down and I reconstitute as a human being again. We carried on our conversation for some time, and I said, "Well, how is it that you speak English?" And he said, "I don't speak English, I speak human." So he explained that humans are the most common animal in the park, and he wanted to make a connection, so he practiced. And he figured out that if he was very careful and he sent a very simple message of greeting, along with the feeling of welcome, he could connect to us. Now he knows that we receive the message, but I'm only the third person to ever respond to him. So at the end of our day of conversation, I asked the tree if he would be my spiritual teacher. And he said yes. So I said, "Okay, so what should I call you?" And he said, "Tim." I said, "Tim?" And he said, "Yes, I've always liked that name." So this is Tim. He's very curious about the way we live and about us as human beings. And I'm equally curious about the way he understands the world. Thus, the physics of tree hugging. So early on in our relationship, he explained that he understands all of nature based on their energetic frequencies. That every person, every tree, every bird, every possum has a signature energy frequency. So you want to explain the tree hugging part? So every human has a unique core signature frequency. But sometimes it's hard to perceive that frequency because it's surrounded by other frequencies, frequencies of thoughts and frequencies of emotion. And sometimes they are so strong that I can't perceive the core frequency of a person. And when that happens, it's time to hug a tree. Keep going. So when you hug me, in order to connect to the pure you, I have to move aside those layers of thoughts and emotions. And that's what feels so good, is that when we connect, I magnify your core frequency, the frequency that is you. So the longer we hug, the better that feels. That's why hugging a tree actually works. And this is exactly how I experience it with Tim. He is really good at clearing my negative thoughts and my negative emotions, and he does it really quickly. But the thing I don't understand is, after we do all that clearing, then you go about your life, and those frequencies of thoughts and emotions all build up again, and we have to do the clearing all over again. I don't understand why you do that. Right. Well, that's a bigger conversation, and it's a topic that Tim returns to a lot about why we behave the way we do as human beings. We started out our relationship as a student and a teacher, but after 13 years of knowing each other, we're just friends. And he asks me way more questions than I ask him. And I've introduced you to lots of my friends. Oh, he said, I like your friends, they're interesting. He has a good sense of humor too. One time I came to visit and I said, you know, you're not that much older than me. And he said, yes, but you're so small. There are so many stories about our relationship with each other. But you know, as I reflect on our many years of friendship, and I think about the lessons that I've learned from you about the interconnectedness of all life and the healing power of nature, it's remarkable. Thank you, my friend. You know, as the years go by and the seasons shift, our friendship stands as a testament to the power of true connection, and a reminder that sometimes the most extraordinary relationships are the ones that take us by surprise. Tim has shown me that trees do more than stand still and grow. They interact with us in ways that challenge what we believe is possible. Hugging a tree isn't just a feel-good moment. It's a real energetic exchange. Trees recognize us, read our energy, and return us to a balanced state. Modern science is starting to confirm what indigenous wisdom has known for centuries. Trees communicate, not just with each other, but with us too. So what happens when we actually start listening? It's been my experience that life's most profound teachers often appear in unexpected forms and at unexpected times. I never imagined that one of my greatest teachers would be an 80-year-old elm tree in the middle of Melbourne. But Tim has shown me that wisdom isn't limited to humans. It's woven into the natural world, just waiting for us to engage. This spirit encounter challenges how we see the world. If a tree like Tim can respond, teach, and even joke, what else are we missing? How much more is alive, aware, and waiting for us to communicate? If this resonated with you, I invite you, go outside, find a tree, place your hands on its bark, be still, pay attention, feel what happens. The deeper we engage with the living world, the more it responds. This journey is just a beginning, and there's so much more for you to explore. If you want to take a deeper dive, there's a free ebook with beautiful lessons and reflections about this spirit encounter on my website. It's at eagleheart.com.au. And if you want to experience more ancient wisdom and sound healing, follow, subscribe, and be sure to click the notification bell so that you can join me for more shamanic adventures. Let's gather the wisdom that's waiting for us. If you want some more wisdom from nature, check out the Teaching Stones of Callanish, Lessons for the Children, and also Lessons in Stone, Granite Wisdom of Mount Wombat.